Here's an unpopular opinion. When it comes to hotness, Megan Fox, Amanda Seyfried. Hey everybody, welcome to another movie review, and today I will be reviewing Jennifer's Body. Yes, Jennifer's Body. This came out in 2009 and was written by Diablo Cody, who also wrote Juno, and also really awesome name, Diablo Cody. That's like the best name ever. Just wanted to point that out. And was it was written by Diablo Cody and directed by Karen Kusama. I think is how you say her name. I don't know, Karen Kusama. Um, and it stars, of course, Megan Fox, Seyfried. Um, let's see who else. Johnny Simmons, J.K. Simmons, and Adam Brody. All right, so yeah, Jennifer's Body. Okay, so yeah, this won a poll. I won between four other movies. They were all movies I have seen before. The others were The Doors, the biopic, The Doors, Panic Room, and The Fugitive. And yeah, I'm actually surprised. I'm kind of surprised that this beat those those three other films. But yeah, Jennifer's Body. So, and it is getting close to Halloween, so I figured why not review a somewhat horror film. And I think the next two movie reviews I'll do um, will be like horror or Halloween themed. So yeah, I'll put up polls to like horror Halloween themed films for my next reviews. But yeah, anyway, I have seen this movie, of course, before. I have the DVD. I've had it since I was a teenager. Yeah, this was a movie that I liked as a teenager. And I kind of liked it. I didn't know always like love the movie, but I always thought it was pretty funny at least. And I kept the DVD and I decided, it's been quite a few years since I've seen it, so I figured, you know what, I'll put it up on a poll and review it if it wins. So yeah, here it is. So all right, so yeah, what do I think about Jennifer's Body? It's all right. It still holds up a little bit. I don't think it's great, but of course, I'll talk more about that kind of stuff, you know, later. But it's fine. It's a fine movie. It's decent. Like this movie, I believe now has a cult following. I knew when it came out, it didn't do very well at all. Like critics didn't like it, and I don't even think audience really liked it that much. I think they thought it was like too weird and stuff. But over the years, people have come around to it. Especially like more recently. So yeah, it's definitely developed a cult following. Like I said, I liked it. I liked it whenever I was younger. There was this friend of mine who was a girl who really liked this movie, and I watched it, and uh, because she liked it, and yeah, I liked it too. I thought it was, like I said, I thought it was really funny and whatnot. But yeah, anyways, so okay, guess I'll try to describe the plot the best I can. So this movie is about two high school girls who are best friends. Needy, played by Amanda Seyfried, and Jennifer, played by Megan Fox. And Amanda Seyfried, her character Needy is like more of a outcast, like a nerd, I guess you could say. And her best friend Jennifer happens to be the most popular girl in school. Yeah, I know, weird friendship, but yeah, they're best friends, and then one day, they go see this indie rock band called Low Shoulder. The lead singer is played by Adam Brody, and I don't want to say too much about them because it'll spoil the movie, but there's a fire that happens there and they escape, but then Jennifer goes with the band in their van, and then when she comes back, there's something not right with her. She like is very she I don't want to say too much because it'll spoil the movie, but there's something not right with her. That's all I'm gonna say. Just in case you haven't seen the movie. But anyways, yeah, and also Needy notices that there's something wrong with her, and she, you know, tries to investigate. So I guess that's all I could say about the movie without spoiling. Um, so yeah. Anyways, um, so yeah, I again, I watched this. I After watching this movie, this was my first time watching it as a movie lover, and I have to say, yeah, it still holds up. As a comedy, it still holds up. As a movie itself, it's kind of but you know, it's not bad. It's really not bad. If you like horror comedies, you should definitely check it out. So anyways, talk about the positives and negatives. Positives first. I guess I'll start with the script, the story, and the script. I think it's both great. Like I said, this was written by Diablo Cody, who wrote Juno, which is also a very good movie. I haven't seen that one in years. I might need to watch that again. Well, I know I need to. I actually still own it. I just haven't watched it in a long time. I don't know if I'll review it though, but I do need to watch it again sometime soon. Um, so yeah, and she wrote a great script. She wrote a very good story, and I really like it. Yeah, um, she did a great job. Also, performances for the most part are not too bad. There's one performance I love in this movie, but like most of the other performances, Johnny Simmons is kind of not great, but I wouldn't say terrible. He's okay. Adam Brody is hilarious actually because he's actually very good. He's one of the best performances in the movie. He plays the lead singer, Low Shoulder. And he's a douche. You know, his character is such a douchebag, but he plays it very well. J.K. Simmons is all right. He's not in the movie too much, but it's J.K. Simmons. He's always good. You know, so yeah, he's pretty good. He plays a teacher in the movie. And I'll talk about next. I'll talk about Megan Fox. I have to say, she's not too bad. Megan Fox is not a great actress, but she's actually this is definitely her has to be her best performance, and she's not too bad in this movie. She really isn't. There are some moments like some of her dialogue and like some of her line delivery wasn't really that great, and I'll tell you, she cannot act scared to save her life. Like whenever the scene whenever there was a fire and stuff. Like I don't know what was going on with her in that scene, but she didn't. She couldn't act scared. She had this blank expression on her face the whole time. It was weird. So yeah, she wasn't good at that. But she is very good at playing a bitch, though, I have to be honest. And I'm sorry to use that word, but just in case if that's offensive or whatever. But because we live in a world where almost every word is offensive. Let's be honest. Anyways, but she is very good at playing a bitch, though I have to be honest, and she's really good at playing this character. Like she really is. It's just some of the line delivery and some of her facial expressions not really that great, but other than that, she's actually pretty decent in this film. But the best performance in the film is hands down Amanda Seyfried. She is awesome in this movie. Yeah, since it doesn't show her on the cover, Yeah, there she is right there. She is amazing in this film. I really like her, and I love her character, Needy. Yeah, she is awesome. And I even like her chemistry with, well, with Megan Fox, of course, too. But with Johnny Simmons, he plays her boyfriend Chip, and like I said, he's not really great in the movie, but he's decent, and I do think they have good chemistry together. So yeah, um, as boyfriend and girlfriend. But yeah, Amanda Seyfried is really good in this movie. Like, and I haven't seen too much with her. In fact, I can't even think. I don't know. Maybe I haven't seen any other movie with her, to be honest. I think I've heard that she's a decent actress at best. I did hear that she actually did get nominated for the David Fincher movie Mank in 2020. So that's cool. At least she got an Oscar nomination, so she can't be that bad, right? But then again, uh, Piper Laurie got nominated for Carrie, and she was god awful in that movie. I know, hot take. And another hot take: Rami Malek was terrible in Bohemian Rhapsody, and he won Best Actor. But so okay, I kind of yeah, Oscars aren't great with that stuff. So yeah. Anyways, but no, she is very good. She is definitely the standout in this film. And I know the movie's called Jennifer's Body, uh, but I have to be honest. Needy is actually mostly the main character in this film. Like she actually really is, and this is Amanda Seyfried's film, not really Megan Fox's film. But yeah, uh, however, 20th Century Fox presented the movie as Megan Fox's film, and I'll talk about that in a minute. But yeah, cinematography is also pretty good. I have to say, the cinematography's good. Editing wasn't great, so that's a negative. Um, but at certain parts, it wasn't terrible. Like it was okay at some parts, but it was like eh. Um, and soundtrack was all right. There was some good stuff like Violet by Hole was in it. So yeah. So positives out of the way. Negatives. I don't really like the pacing of this film. I felt like, especially in the third act, it gets a little bit rushed, and yeah, the pacing's just not the best. That's probably the biggest issue I have with it. Also, comedy is hit or miss. It's mostly hit. I have to say, it's mostly hit. Like this is a funny movie, um, but this is a horror comedy, I should say, of course. But there is some jokes that are a little miss and like even a little bit cringy. Honestly, I think a lot of Megan Fox's dialogue is kind of cringy, to be honest. Like she has some weird lines and stuff that is kind of creative, but also a little bit just kind of weird. Like she says some weird stuff in this movie. Um, but but those were actually written by Diablo Cody. Like story was great by Diablo Cody, but some of the dialogue she wrote in this movie is kind of eh. So that's kind of a negative too. Dialogue, some of it's good, but some of it's also kind of a little bit cringy. Just to be honest. So yeah, that's a negative there too, and I feel like those another negative that I had. Well, I said the editing was kind of hit or miss also. So um, that's pretty much it. Just those minor things. But other than that, I think this is still a decent film. I'm not going to give it a high rating, but yeah. Now there is a thing I do want to mention about this movie. Um, before I end the review, this movie, however, is actually a lot better than the way it was presented, the way it was marketed, because I had to say, like the way it was marketed, it was bad. Like I even remember whenever I first saw a trailer for this movie, I I was like, man, that movie doesn't look very good. but I kind of want to watch it anyways because Megan Fox is so hot in it. I was a horny teenager, so yeah, I wanted to watch this movie. Um, but um, but yeah, that's exactly what the marketing does. Like in market, it's pretty much just making like this is Megan Fox. This was around the time whenever she was getting really popular, uh, but mostly just for because she was hot. She's very attractive. So like Transformers made her that way, but she's not a very good actress. Um, but she got popular because she was attractive. So and that's what this movie was doing. This was pretty much just you know um, making it just like uh, look at Megan Fox. She's so sexy. You know, watch this movie if you think she's sexy. Like in this movie was like definitely you know marketed to teenage boys, including myself when I was younger. Although I think when this came out, how old was I? 2009. I was 11 then. So yeah, but later on, it did kind of work. I did say to myself, this movie doesn't look like it would be very good, but I still want to watch it because Megan Fox is so hot. So it worked. And also, there's also a similar movie that does the pretty much the exact same thing, and it was also marketed by 20th Century Fox. Completely different movie, has a different premise, and in my opinion, is actually a better film. But that would be a movie I have talked about on the channel. I even put it in my, I believe I put it in my, I think in my underrated movie list, and I know I put it in the my list of movies I like but everyone hates. That was The Girl Next Door. Great film from 2004. Great comedy, romantic comedy from 2004. Check that out if you haven't already. Great film. Um, but that's also a thing that they did with that movie was it's a romantic comedy, but they marketed it as a sex comedy, and just like, oh, look at Alicia Cuthbert, she's so sexy. Watch this movie, and of course, don't get me wrong, she is, but the movie is much more than that, and that's the same with this movie. The movie is much more than that. But watching this now, I mean, I will say just for the record, like I said in the intro, I actually prefer Amanda Seyfried. I think she's actually more attractive than Megan Fox. I even thought that whenever I was younger, actually, whenever I was a teenager, I actually thought that when I watched the movie. I'm like, I actually like Amanda Seyfried in this movie better. She's better looking, So yeah, but of course, I wanted to watch this movie because I thought Megan Fox was hot. So yeah, but anyways, but yeah, the marketing sucked for this movie because they just made this you know, Megan Fox. Watch this movie. She's hot. That's all they did, and she's not even naked or fully naked in the film. So it's like false advertisement, anyways. You don't get to see her tits. Sorry, but but yeah, but other than that, though, this movie is actually it's actually better. Like I said, it's better than what they made it look like. Whenever it was coming out, then like it's a much better movie than the trailers and whatnot. Um, but yeah, um, but with that being said, it's still not like a perfect movie. There's definitely flaws, but I think it's for the most part pretty good. I think the best thing about it is probably the script and also Amanda Seyfried. Those are the best thing. Amanda Seyfried's performance. Those are the best things about the film. Uh, but yeah, still not great. But I will say though, watch the unrated version. I have both. This actually has both the theoretical and unrated versions on here, and the unrated version is actually better. It has more. It has more scenes in it, more better and funnier scenes. There's a scene with. There's actually a scene that has the guy who plays Patrick from SpongeBob. There's a scene with him, and he is hilarious in it. Unfortunately, he was in the theatrical version, but I don't think he did not have the dialogue. It was his dialogue that was in the unrated version that was hilarious. So uh, if you want to hear Patrick Starr screaming about cutting someone's balls off, watch the unrated version. So yeah, but also the movie starts the opening of the underrated version. It's actually better than the theatrical version. Like I really like the opening to this movie a lot because I'll go and say it. It shows more. It actually shows Amanda Seyfried. It shows Needy first, her character, and it actually that way it tells you that it's her movie, not Megan Fox. But the theatrical version, the original, the version that everybody saw first, the movie starts with Megan Fox. So yeah, but yeah, watch the unrated version. It's a lot better. If you haven't seen the movie yet already, or even if you have seen the movie but you never seen the unrated version, watch the unrated version. It's better. So yeah, so I'm gonna go ahead and give it its rating. Jennifer's Body. I am gonna give Jennifer's Body a sorry. I'm gonna give it a 7 out of 10. Yeah, 7 out of 10. Not close to being an 8. There's still some issues, but it is a very decent film. I think seven to me means decent. So yeah, it's a decent film. Jennifer's Body is, yeah, 7 out of 10. Decent film. Yeah. All right, so there's my review for Jennifer's Body. So in the comments, tell me, have you seen Jennifer's Body? Have you not? Also, what is your favorite? Horror comedy? I'm not sure what mine is. Mm, I might would say I don't know if you would call this a horror comedy, but I might would say From Dusk Till Dawn. Like that movie's pretty funny. So I actually considered that to be a horror comedy. So that's my answer is From Dusk Till Dawn. And also, I mean, if you don't have to answer this if you don't want to, but I'll just go ahead and say it. Who do you think is hotter? And be honest, Megan Fox or Amanda Seyfried? Please say Amanda Seyfried. I don't want to be alone on that. Yeah. All right. This Thursday I will be doing a album review or album not album review. I don't do album reviews. I'll do a album ranking of I think I'm gonna try to do the Breeders' Last Splash. I'm gonna try to do that one. If not, it'll be something else, but I'm gonna try to do that one. And for Monday, I don't know yet. I haven't thought of what to do yet. Hopefully, I'll figure it out by the time the Last Splash video comes out. But maybe, I'll definitely say what it is by then, if I know what it is by then. But yeah, it'll be probably a list of some sort, for Monday, a movie list. So yeah, look out for those coming up. All right, so please like, subscribe, comment, and hit the bell, and I'll see you later. All right, peace.